What is an aesthetic? Originally, the word was to mean the study of something beautiful or beauty in itself, but in the modern world, it's meant to refer to a stylistic choice or a certain vibe, whether that's fashion or home decor. So for today's video, I thought it would be a fun idea to kind of spin a wheel and pick out some of these aesthetics and kind of draw them into people. Let's go. So as you can see here, I put about 6 of them on the screen. I thought that would be the easiest for me, and plus that is way too many aesthetics for me to draw. The first one that we got was cottagecore, which I'm very excited about. If any of you have been following me for a while, you know that I do kind of stylize a lot of my art into like the cottagecore kind of style. But like I said, I didn't put a lot of the aesthetics in here because that I read the list. It's long. 6 is enough. The second one that we got was the e-girl / boy. I wasn't sure if I was going to make him a boy or a girl, so we'll get to it when we get to it. And then for the last one here, I was actually kind of excited about, but we got the Y2K, and I'm old, so I experienced Y2K, so listen, I feel like I got this one in the bag. All right, let's go. So starting off with our cottagecore girly, I do have some things to say about the cottagecore aesthetic. Is one, less is more. That is the thing that I've noticed the most, is that less is more. You don't want to do too much. It's all about that simple living, simple stylistic. I don't want to say quite a minimalistic approach, but I do think more simplistic in the sense of like earthy, naturey. We want to be one with nature. We want flowers. We want flowy dresses. I don't want to say a trad wife because, listen, I don't think cottagecore is for the trad wives. I think cottagecore is for the gays. Okay, you can come for me on that one, but that's how I feel. All right, but it's just simple living. You know, she may be a girly on a farm doing farm girl things. That's what it is. She doesn't have much. Love me a cute little cottagecore aesthetic. It's wonderful. A couple other things that I've noticed about these cool little aesthetics is like, one, I'm kind of here for them. They're great. I love them, and I could talk about them all day, hence this video. And so we are. I think the cottagecore aesthetic comes kind of a little bit from the minimalistic approach of just, you know, getting back to that desire and want to be, you know, minimalistic, simple living. I've said it a dozen times at this point, getting a little redundant. I will admit, when I was doing some research for this video, I did find out something kind of interesting about cottagecore, is that one, I thought this emerged in 2020 when everybody was just getting really into making sourdough bread and then wanted to put on nice flowy dresses or something. I don't know, maybe that was me. Maybe it was the internet corrupting my brain worms. No, actually, this has been around since 2010. It emerged in Europe and then slowly navigated to the new US. I don't want to say slowly. That's quick. That is quick, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe listen, I'm not a fashion expert. I'm literally here to draw art and do as much research as I can and kind of give facts. So it started in Europe, came over here, and then we kind of took it by storm and then just kind of posted it all over the interwebs. It started off on Tumblr and then apparently navigated over to TikTok over the years. So cool. And then within the last 5 or 6 years, it's gotten a lot of like reputation. So this is kind of cool fact I learned. I thought this was something that was just new, but apparently I'm wrong. This is why I draw art, guys, and I'm not the fashion YouTuber you go to. Some other things that I've noticed in the cottagecore community is the strong urge for sustainability, as well as the search for vintage clothing, as well as the other strong urge for homesteading or homemaking, however you want to say that. So, for instance, a lot of the people within the community, tend to make their own jams or own produce or, have chickens or something of that counts as a homestead, which I personally like. I really love the cottagecore look and vibes. I wish I was through and through a cottagecore girly, but I think there's something in my heart that's like, every day I want to be a cottagecore girly, but some days I want to be like this punk rock girly. There's two wolves inside me. Please get them out. They are fighting perpetually. Get them out of me. Going into the piece that we're working on currently, I really wanted to focus in on that less is more kind of look that cottagecore focuses in on. And so I just kind of did an overall like simple dress. I wanted to kind of do a slightly dynamic pose for this, just something to give it a little more structure, a little bit more movement, something that was just a little more appealing. As you saw me struggle bussing with those frills, I have a stamp on Firealpaca that allows me to make frills, so that's kind of what you're seeing me struggle bust my way through. But then, like I said, I just really wanted to focus in on that simplicity that cottagecore brings. So I didn't do too much for this piece. Again, just wanted to try to do my best with it. I kind of used this opportunity to focus in on like clothing movement. I'm still kind of working in on that. I'm thinking of making a video of like showing you guys why I'm kind of bad at art or why I've like digressed. But I don't know if I'm ready to make a video like that because it's got a lot of feels and I don't know if I'm ready to share those feels on the internet. Okay. I did give this character vitiligo. I don't know, something about it just seemed like it suited the image. Listen, sometimes we do things as artists and there's no real reason behind it other than it probably just looked cool. And that's just what I did. One thing I did really hate about this piece that I just like, if I could just go back in and fix it. And I should have fixed it. I should have. But I didn't think about it until I was done. And then I was like, wait, no, this sucks so much. Was the fact that I made her like winking, like she's looking over her shoulder, like winking, but it doesn't, like you can't tell because her hair is so dark and you can't really see like the accentuation of her eyelashes. And so it just kind of looks like she's about to sing like a Fall Out Boy song to you or something like that. I don't know. She looks like she's going through her scene phase and isn't sure how to tell you otherwise. And so it pisses me off. Now that I look at it, I know I probably pointed that out and you guys are going to look at it and you'll be like, damn, she's so right. She's so right for that. My bad. I should have fixed it. Should have listened to my gut instinct there. Regarding that, I really do like how this dress came. You'll notice how I just kind of like blur out some lines here and there and then played with some of the like settings. So you'll see the dress get weird here and there. But it's just me trying to figure out like what's going to look best, what looks right. Again, goes back to what I was saying originally was sometimes just as artists we do things and there's no real rhyme or reason to it other than, hey, probably just looked cool and made the picture look a little bit better. And so that's just what all that nonsense with the dress was. I had a really fun time shading the skin. It was fun, and I'm really having a fun time like playing with darker skin tones, and I want to do more characters or darker skin tones because you can do so much, and I feel like it's allowing me to figure out more on the color theory spectrum. So I may in my free time just kind of do that, just figure it out, what's gonna work, what colors work best. I wouldn't say that this is my best work, but I definitely looked at it and was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like how this is turning out, man. Let's keep doing that. I was trying something new with her hair. See, you can see that I'm messing with the damn frills again. Look at this. I should have just drawn them. That's it. That's what this comes down to. I should have just drawn the frills, but again, I have the stamp and I was like, oh, it's so nice. I don't have to draw anything. I just gotta put it down and put in some extra shading. It's easy. And then here I am just flubbing up the whole thing. Regarding that, going back to what I was originally saying, I tried some new stuff with her hair. I'm not really sure how it looked. I'm 50-50 about it. I think it looks okay. At the end of the day, it looked alright. I feel like I could have shaded it better. I think I've mentioned before in my past videos how I'm not sure if I'm wanting to do like rendering or like cell shading or what kind of like shading tactics I want to use for my art. So you guys are literally seeing like a lot of different styles from me because I'm just trying to figure it out. Besides that, going a little further into the speed paint, because again, we got 3 speed paints to go through, guys. All right, I can't be doing this all day. I just kind of did like a really simple background. I didn't want to do anything like full scale or nothing, but I just kind of put like a little bit of sky scene. I went back and forth with how I wanted the clouds to look because they were flubbing me up, man. I should have just stayed with the first one. The first one looked bomb as hell. Damn, what's wrong with me? Sometimes I look back at these and was like, what the hell was I doing? But I do like how the clouds look. And then I threw on some sunflowers just to kind of, you know, give it a little more visual interest. And I really loved how this piece turned out. You guys tell me what you think. I hope that you guys like this. Going on to our next piece, which is our e-boy / e-girl aesthetic, which I learned some really cool things. One of those things being that this is an aesthetic that derived from many different subcultures, such as the emo, alternative, and anime subcultures, and just kind of blended in together. Some things that you can see in this aesthetic is different colored hair, as well as lots of black clothing, as well as some pattern clothing. I did see while researching for this video as well as for the drawing was graphic tees, as well as like stripe patterns, checkered patterns. I really do think that this is a good blend of the subcultures that I mentioned before. I do think it integrates a lot of the emo kind of fashion as well as the alternative fashion. Other things that you can see in this is silver jewelry. I see a lot more silver jewelry than gold jewelry, which, to be honest, I kind of like a little bit more. I think it gives it a cleaner look. Not to hate on gold jewelry at all. I still love gold jewelry. I just think for the specific look and the look that people want to go for the e-boy, e-girl style, I think it looks really nice and aesthetically pleasing. So I totally get it. Regarding that, talking about the piece that we're working on, like I said, I did a lot of simple measurements here. Again, the looks that I was seeing online was very like sleek and straightforward, very minimal usage of patterns, but I did see a lot of different usage for like metals and different like color blocking, which I really liked. So just white and black, I thought that was very simple enough. And then I honestly, for the background, I kept it red, the red that I'm using, because I just think it looked really great. I think it adds to that alternative look. Now, I did debate whether or not I was going to add color in his hair. Originally, I was going to give him black tips or red tips, but I decided not to. I just thought the white hair looked the best, honestly. And then I just did some minimal shading here. Again, using those like stark blacks really made this image pop, in my personal opinion. I liked it. This was probably by far my favorite, and I didn't think it would be my favorite, which is a little silly to me, because I mean, it is so simple, and maybe that's it. Maybe that's just what it is. It's just simple, it's nice, it looks really clean, it looks put together. I've been trying to figure out if I want to use more like sketchy line work or if I want to use more like practical line work, like you saw in the other image. I think I'm liking more of the practical one, but this is a good use of that sketchier look for me. And then I just gave it a simple background, just kind of, you know, casted like a white background on him, or like a white outline, not a background, me. And then added in these like little crosses and everything. And I
I loved it. I loved how this turned out. It's so simple, so clean, so I don't know, so good. Loved it. What do you guys think? I hope you guys liked this one. I'm like gushing over it because I liked it so much. Okay, and now the one that I am so excited for. I didn't think I was going to be excited for this, but I am so excited for the Y2K fashion / aesthetic, whatever you want to call it. First of all, when I think Y2K, I think 2000s, I think Britney, I think Mean Girls. Like, when I was drawing this piece, I legit was like, how do I make her look like a curvier version of Regina George? Like, if Regina George ate them carbs, okay? I need her. So, obviously, I had a lot of fun. Some things that I can tell you about the Y2K fashion as someone who literally lived it. It's meant to be bold. It's meant to be futuristic and quirky and super playful. I think it's definitely the highlight of, like, the future is coming, you know? That was the whole point about Y2K. Everybody was scared. And so you just had to have fun with it. And it was awesome. It was awesome to see. I know growing up, I was like, oh God, what the hell are people wearing? And I so wanted to wear all of it. I wanted to wear all of it, but I wanted to also throw everything in the garbage. And I think that's the best part about it. It's definitely the fashion trend of, I don't know if I'm supposed to hate it or if I'm supposed to like it, but I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to like it. So like I said before, this whole fashion trend / aesthetic was meant to embrace the future, embrace metallics, and be a little playful. That's what it's all about, is to be playful and to be fun. And that's why I was saying, when I first think of this, I think of Britney Spears, I think of Paris Hilton, I think of Mean Girls, because that's all it was. I remember seeing Katie walking down the Mean Girls hall, and I was like, I want to, Lindsay Lohan, I want to wear that outfit. It's so cute. The one right before she falls into the garbage can. You know which one I'm talking about. And so I remember seeing these outfits, and I so wanted it. So this brings me into why I drew this character the way I did. One, I was a chubby girl. I was a chubby girl growing up. Okay, so I did not have the option. There was no way my fat ass was wearing some low-rise jeans. Sorry, it's just not happening. God bless those who think it is. And I was always envious because why can't my fat ass fit in those low-rise jeans or those tight little skirts? One, because if I were even to bend over 1/4 of an inch, a breadth of a centimeter, my ass be hanging out. But you know what? Do it. That's the thing. That's the thing about fashion. You can just do it. You want your bits out? Sure. I mean, that's on you, boo. You gotta worry about it. But do it. I don't know. I'm so much in this like realm in my life that's like, you know what? Do whatever the hell makes you happy. So that kind of brings me to the whole point of why I made this character a little more plus sized, a little more curvier, because one is to fill that childlike need, but two, going into the Y2K fashion, while it is so fun and so cool, and I'm so glad that we're getting past the stigma of like, if you're bigger, you can't wear this because you need to be smaller to wear this. That's just not true. And while I'm pretty sure there were girls out there wearing, especially plus size girls wearing, Y2K fashion, I was not seeing that on screen. So as a bigger girl herself, I was just like, man, this looks really cool. Like, I would love to wear these outfits. I would love to wear this style, but I never got into that. I know it was never felt that a day in my life. And so maybe one day, when I have all the free time and money in the world, if and when that never happens, maybe one day I'll go out and test run some of these outfits and just be like, hey man, I wore it and I felt good and I got that out, got that trauma out of my head. All right, that's enough about me. I don't need to be spouting my trauma on the freaking internet today. Also, apologies guys, I'm recording this at literally 3 a.m. in the morning. Don't ask. My life has been wild the last 2 weeks. Okay, now that's done. I'm done. Anyways, going back to the artwork at hand, I did play around with a little bit of things. nothing too crazy, kind of what I played around with the cottagecore aesthetic, with the hair going on. I'm looking at a tutorial for hair as I'm doing this because I kind of really like how this person does it. I don't know who it is. I'm not even joking. I'm looking at this tutorial like off of Pinterest or something. And so I like the way that they do it. It looks a little more flowy. It looks a little more organic. But I realized they start with a really simple base. And I realized with the cottagecore one, I did not start with a simple base. So maybe that's where I fell a little short. As for the design of the character, I wanted something like fun, a little poppy. I was gonna put like Hello Kitty on her shirt because this is kind of where like a lot of like J fashion was starting to make an appearance in more like Western culture. So I always have this like weird thought that our Y2K fashion is the equivalent to Japan's Gyaru fashion. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm so sorry, but I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. I think it is. I really do. You can totally tell me that's wrong, but in my heart of hearts, I feel like that's a little true. There's some truth behind that. I wanted to go with pink because that's just so iconic for the Y2K fashion. I feel like pink and baby blues and some neon colors were super on par for the Y2K. I also gave her a little bit of makeup, so like very light, or like I should say light blush, but like very noticeable blush, the baby doll lips, the blue eyeshadow, all of that is super into the Y2K. I wanted to give her like stereotypical blonde hair, blue eyes. We're making her full baby, you know. Really loved it. Something in my heart tells me that her name's gonna be like Brittany or Brianna. It's spelled Brianna, but she goes by Brianna. She will correct you, but in the nicest way. So I love giving my characters little like personalities. I tried a little something different for the skin, on blending it and then adding in some like different tones, so like adding the pinks that I put in her skirt like into her skin tone. I really love how I shaded her clothes. I have not felt that good about shading clothes in a very long time, and I think this is by far the best. Something that's also super prominent with the Y2K fashion is the leg warmers, as well as the hand glove warmers, whatever you want to call those. I'm sure there's like a real name. I remember wearing those. I wore those all the time. Leg warmers, not so much. I actually didn't see them as much as I thought I would, but I'm sure they were a super prominent thing. I think I saw it more on TV than it did in real life. So I was also going to give her fishnets because a lot of people tend to wear that as well, but I kind of forgot about them last minute, not even gonna lie. Stars, I was gonna add some like metallic stuff to her, didn't end up working out. I also kind of forgot about it at the end, so my bad. I kind of flipped up her shirt a little bit. It looked good and then it looked bad. I don't know where I went wrong. Like, what did I do? Something else I would have loved to give her if I knew how to like draw it correctly would be like a belly button piercing. That was also super iconic for the Y2K fashion. And then I gave her like, I wanted to do like a Spice Girls. I don't remember which Spice Girl it was, but I remember one of them having like a hairstyle like this. If you guys know which one I'm talking about, let me know. And then for the background, I did something super simple. I just kind of did like a circle with like those iconic stars in the background, and I had so much fun. This was so much fun. I loved how everything turned out. I hope all of you really liked this video. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Hi, I'm still figuring things out. Join me for the ride. I don't really know how to explain it, but we did get a lot of traction the last video, and I almost kind of cried about it. I was so like in awe, but thank you guys for all the love and support. And again, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I hope you stick around. I post every Wednesday or Thursday. I'm sorry I didn't post last week. Again, life is hectic. But I hope to see you guys next week. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe or leave a comment. If you made it this far, leave me like little bumblebees down below, and I'll see you guys next week.